Hello everyone, this is Jenny Edo from the Pixie Post, and I'm back with another Mindful Monday. And yes, I'm wearing the same clothes if you're watching this from the Hive blockchain. I was kind of in a flow, so I thought I would just do this video as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about, so disregard. I hope you're all having a good week so far. Feel free to click like and subscribe if you like this channel. It helps my channel grow, but more importantly, I'd love to have you along for the journey. Well, this week is going to be very interesting. I wanted to talk with you guys about a decision I have to make this week. I've been very, very busy with my online business, with Hive, taking care of my home, just everyday things, and really working on my inner work and my spirituality and all that. And I feel personally in the past few months I've made some leaps and bounds in a lot of aspects of my life. And right now I've been introduced to a Crossroads. I knew this was going to happen, but not in the way that it is happening. It all started Saturday, when I got an email to my personal email account, and I was in the middle of doing all kinds of fun stuff, business stuff, but I was really super busy, and it kind of threw me for a loop, even though, like I said, I kind of expected it. It's just the abruptness of the email. Because of health conditions and the way the quarantine has been, my doctor has told me I cannot return to work because unfortunately I am susceptible to contracting the virus. And even though I have a lot of opinions about that, I do know that my immune system isn't as great as a lot of people's. And that's only because of the hospital stay I had 2 years ago, which I've talked about in other videos. I don't need to get back into that. So I had a leave of absence for a while, and I received an email yesterday saying, after a month of no contact from my work, and I was starting to wonder, like, am I ever going to hear from you guys? Because I didn't even know if I was approved, but I was trying to give them enough time because they've been busy and backlogged. And they're like, oh, yeah, we reviewed your content or your papers, and now we can't accept what your doctor said. And I was just like, what? And they're like, well, if we don't hear from you by August 7th, you'll be processed for termination. And it really got me upset at first, I admit, considering my doctor will not clear me. I'm going to double check on that tomorrow. But it also really got me thinking about my life and about my own happiness and my own reality. And while it's not exactly an easy decision, I'm really leaning towards not going back. And here's why. It's not because I don't want to work. It does not mean I want to sit around, eat bonbons all day. I'm probably working harder now than when I was working at the hotel. But it comes to a point where you have to decide your own happiness. And yes, you can pray to the universe. You can pray to God. You can be the best person you are. Hope for the best. But when it really comes down to it, the universe is not going to do it for you. It's not going to hand over everything on a silver platter. You have to take action. And if you don't take charge of your own happiness, no one else will. It won't happen, at least in my belief. And there have been such a long time that my situation is different now. I wasn't financially able to even really entertain the thought of quitting because I needed the money. I needed to pay bills. We all understand that. And this time especially has been very hard on people. And unfortunately, there are some people who have to go back to work even if they don't like it. And it's a sad scenario. But there's also this whole time, I've actually worked on my business. I've worked on Hive. I've been the happiest I've ever been, honestly. And even though it's a scary time, and I'm not discounting that, but I'm very glad that I decided to take charge of my own destiny. And now, being faced with this email and the abrupt manner that was put in, it clicked. Something clicked inside of me. And I didn't want to acknowledge it at first because I was still upset. I didn't want to decide anything on emotion. I wanted to be clear thinking when I decided. And I think even doing this part of the video, it just really cements it for me. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to work on my business full time. Now, I'm not doing this off the cuff where I'm not prepared. I actually have money put aside where I can pay my bills and my rent for quite some time. And I'm not going to get into how much, but I'll be okay for a while. And in the meantime, I'll still be making money through other avenues. And I think it's just time. It's time. I put off my own happiness for so long. I had aspects of my life that was happy, and I'm naturally a happy person. But going to that job, even though I did find something positive in it, because I couldn't change the situation, I tried to change my attitude about it, and it would work for a while. And then the emptiness would come back in. I was not happy I just didn't feel fulfilled. And not knocking anyone who's had a hard time during this quarantine, this has been the most amazing time for me. Outside of all of that, being quarantined forced me to take a look at myself. It forced me to look within, start speaking my truth, start doing more critical thinking, start working on my business, start improving on myself. And spiritually, I woke more. I opened my mind more. I'm not as afraid to speak my truth anymore. Actually, I'm not afraid at all. And I'm not even afraid to say, I'm done. I'm part ways with that job. Now, I'm going to have to work hard. I'm going to not be able to just sit around and goof off, except for maybe an evening here and there, obviously, but not as a regular thing, nor would I want to, because I am where I belong. I belong with this community. I belong in this part of my life where I can work on my dreams and really thrive on those. And I'm taking action. And action is so magical, just like my inspirational post said yesterday. Action is magical because it opens doors to opportunities you have never had if you hadn't taken that step. And now I'm experiencing it firsthand. So, yes, it's going to be a little awkward. Yes, there will be some people in my life, especially off the blockchain, that will not approve. But that's okay, because they're not living my life for me. I'm living my life. And I wanted to share this with you guys because if you're on the fence about a decision you have to make, look in your heart. Ask yourself if you're really happy. If you're not, ask yourself why, and see how you can change it. Now, I'm not suggesting don't have some kind of plan where you have a little money to help you, pay your bills. So if you have no money in your bank account, you have no food in the fridge, and you're like, oh, I quit. If you don't have a job, or if you don't have a plan that will help you move forward and not be struggling or not be homeless, then I would suggest to sit down, write the pros and cons, and make that plan. I've had to do that several times. I'm still tweaking it, and I'll probably still look at it again tonight because I always start my week off that way with different goals. But I feel so happy making this decision. I don't feel empty. I'm not having nightmares about my job anymore, because I was really having nightmares. And I don't know, I feel like something big's going to happen, something that this decision is going to put into motion that will open a whole new path for me. And I hope this inspires you to do the same, because of course I want you guys happy, but you have to want it for yourself. You have to want to take action and do that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So that's my little chat for Mindful Monday. I didn't expect to go all out into this, but really the point of this video today was just to give yourself permission to change things. We all tell ourselves a story. We all tell ourselves, this is how it is and this is how it's always going to be. Reality is a lot more fluid. We're a lot more fluid. Nothing's set in stone. Have you noticed certain things won't last forever? And that can be good or bad things. The good things that move on, sometimes it's sad, but just cherish those moments. The bad things, we're kind of glad they go away. So it just depends on the situation. But the lesson in it is, don't put yourself in a box. Don't lock your mindset into one story. See how you can change that. See maybe about applying for a new job if that's what you want to do. Or seeing what passions you have that maybe you could work on Hive or some other platform to bring some money in. Even if you don't quit that job, even if it just makes your life a little easier and you know you'll be happy with that, that's cool too. It doesn't have to be all quitting your job. It can be just whatever you know will bring you inner joy. Because we're not here to suffer. We're not here to be in a rat race, and we are certainly not here to give our power away. And this is part of the Great Awakening. It's not just fighting the politics or opening our eyes to the major stuff in the world. It's all about working on ourselves, and it's about giving ourselves permission to take our power back. Those two things go hand in hand. And it's not selfish, it's not self-righteous. It's a birthright. That's what I hear from Ralph Smart, Infinity Waters, all the time. Freedom is our birthright. We were not born here to be in chains. And that can come in many forms. So keep believing in yourself. Do the inner work. Take a look within. If you're not happy, don't complain anymore. Just change it. And it might take a while. It might take a series of steps to do it. But put it in motion today, even if it's just one baby step. And I guarantee you, you'll start finding that joy again. So anyway, I hope you guys got something from this video. I love you all so, so much. I appreciate your support as always. Keep reaching for your dreams. Believe in yourself. And just know that when you empower yourself, you empower others. So I will see you next time. To know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste.